Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today we're talking about dead-end corners. You know, when you're running high tensile wire, there is a lot of strain on your corners. And you can't just drive one single post and expect that post to hold up 5 strands. This has got 5 high tensile 12 gauge electric fence strands coming to this corner. Now that is a solid fiberglass rod, and we do sell those. The ones we're selling now are actually a foam filled, but it's the same deal. You hook them on, you hook your wire on here, that's a corner, and you bring it around and tie it to your other wire going the other direction like so. See how we crimp that? Okay. I like these little hangman knots. When you come to a post, you don't have to use a crimp. You just take your hand and just wrap it around that wire, and it's, man, you talk about a good crimp. That's not coming off there, folks. Okay, then how are we holding that thing up straight? Well, look at this. We came up to the top of the post and ran a piece of high tensile wire around this cedar tree. This cedar tree is about 1 foot diameter. It's a big old tree. But we don't want that, we don't want to kill the tree, especially on the front of the property. It's kind of a pretty tree. We've trimmed it up, and we put a piece of metal on the back side, okay? You don't have to go all the way around the tree, just on the back side. And then we took a piece, this is actually a piece of air hose, heavy duty air hose, and we ran that piece of 12 gauge high tensile wire. That's not soft wire, that's high tensile, okay? Don't use soft galvanized wire when you have that much strength pulling on it. You want high tensile, okay? I run it around the back side, all the way around, and I crimped it, okay? And then of course it's tied on the top here. So all those 5 wires, we're pulling close to half a mile down this hill. Folks, there is a lot of strain on that post. Look at that. You think it's bending over? Absolutely not. It can't, because it's fastened to that tree. I don't like my wire. If you don't put this on here like this wire will grow into that tree, and that tree will completely encapsulate that whole area. You've lost that wire, and you've ruined the tree. Okay? You don't want your wire growing into the tree, so this is just a flashing. You can buy it at any hardware store. Get you a nice big chunk of it. That was probably 12 inches tall. You don't need one that tall. Probably 6 inches would have been sufficient. We used that. That's what we had. And then get you some of this hose. That's air hose, heavy duty air hose. Run it through there. I'm not sure you need the air hose. It's just a little extra protection, because see, as this tree grows, where my finger is there, that's going to fill in with wood. Well, I've got that hose there. It can't fill in with wood. Okay? It's protecting my wire. When you go around the tree, make sure you leave this area out here from the post here back to the tree. Make sure you leave at least 1.5 feet to 2 foot. Because see, that tree's going to grow. And if you don't leave a big enough area in here in the middle where I've got my hand, that's all going to grow into wood, and it's going to be right up against your corner, and now you got a problem. The problem is it's touching your fence, and you're going to have to pull up that post and move it away from the tree because your whole wire is growing into the tree. You don't want to do that. But this actually saved us an H-brace, folks, right here. And see, there's a little bend in the fence right up there. So I put another one right there. Okay? Same deal. So trees are great corners, just don't ruin the tree. And this is especially important on leased land. When you're going out on somebody else's land, and the landowner comes out there and sees you put wire in a tree, especially a saw log, boy, you're in trouble. Because you just ruined that tree that he could have sold for maybe $300 or $400 in a few years as a piece of saw lumber. You've got a darn wire stuck in it. Can't do that. Protect them. But before you do this, talk with the landowner and explain to him what you're going to do with this tree. You're not going to destroy it. You're just using it to support your corners. Because if you don't have to put an H-brace in here, that is a huge labor saver, and it saves you a ton of money. You drive one post, hook it on at the top, and man, can you pull some wire. And that's going to be a tight fence. That fence has been in 3 years, and it hasn't budged 1 inch. It can't. It's fastened to a tree. So, everyone, this is Greg Judy signing off, and you can use trees as corner. Just use this recipe and you'll be good to go.